Hey guys, John here. Welcome back to another video. This one is going to be a comparison between the 1958 Land Cruiser grade and just the normal Land Cruiser grade. Guys, the 1958 is kind of going to be our budget one, starting in the mid 55,000 range. We don't have pricing on the actual Land Cruiser yet, but I want to show you some of their differences. So the biggest difference you're going to see is starting up front. The 1958 has these round headlights. We also have LED fog lights, but if you check them out, they kind of have like a DRL right here, a nice projector housing, but we do have a heritage style grille on this. We have our radar cruise control right there for the Toyota Safety Sense 3.0, and we don't have a camera down here. This one up here mimics the FJ62, so we have a triple beam horizontal headlights. We still do retain the heritage style grille, and we also have our camera down there at the bottom. We have our tow hooks down here as well, and you'll notice that these rigid fog lights, which is nice, they are amber. But there's a button on the inside of the Land Cruiser to be able to turn them from amber to white lights. So the front of this one, it's also paint matched a bit down here, which is nice compared to the 58, which it gives you a whole plastic kind of front end. But aside from that, those are really the main styling cues on the outside. So if you look down the side of the Land Cruiser and you look at some of these other Land Cruisers here at the Heritage Museum, you can really tell and really start to pick out different series of Land Cruisers in this new one. But with this one being the 1958, one of the main things that we're gonna have comes down to these wheels down here, okay? So Toyota, kind of building this one so you can do what you want to it, right? So one of the first things a lot of people may do is some bigger tires on this, but this one comes with 245 70, and we have an 18-inch wheel. So this one has 265 70 R18s on it. So if you round up with the tire math, we're a little bit closer to 33s. So this thing looks like it can comfortably fit 33s. Do some imagination. If you want to do more than 33s, go ahead, because we also have the same kind of interior here too that the Tundra has, making some stuff potentially easily removable. Just be creative however you want. But the main difference comes on the inside of these ones. So this 1958 one, you're going to have cloth interior, manual seats, more kind of ruggedized look. It's a soft kind of plastic right here material, very darked out on the inside. It says Land Cruiser right here on the dash, but we're also going to have an 8-inch screen, kind of a digital gauge cluster, but not as big as the one on the actual Land Cruiser. Our steering wheel, kind of very reminiscent to old Land Cruisers, heritage style on the steering wheel. But the big thing too, coming down here, we only have crawl control on it, but we still do have a center locking diff. It's full-time four-wheel drive with a 2-speed transfer case, and so we have 4 high and 4 low. We have heated seats, which is nice, and also heated steering wheel, dual climate control with 3 USB-Cs down here, 1 being a data port. We don't have a wireless charger, but we do have some cup holders, a nice kind of soft center console, opening it up, and it's pretty decent on the inside. But check out the seats. This, even though they're cloth seats, look how old school these things look. Very, very cool. Going into the rear seat, not a whole lot back here. Very simple for the rear occupants. We do have some AC in the back. We have 2 USB-Cs down there, an AC outlet, black headliner, which is really nice. You also have some grab handles right here for your rear occupants. These seats do tumble, which is cool, and they do also recline for your rear occupants, so you can tumble them. They could be flat if you need it, or they also tumble forward because there is actually like a little storage right here on the cargo area, which we'll go to right now. So coming into the back of this one, we have a manual lift gate. There's also a pop glass here, so it's gonna pop open like this to go to the glass, and it is not a tailgate, right? So it's not a split tailgate. It's gonna be a hatch style tailgate. But all Land Cruisers are gonna have 5 seats, which then gives us a kind of a flat cargo space. We got storage right here, storage over there, like right under here, 2400 watt outlet, good amount of storage back here. So the biggest differences between these two, okay, comes on the interiors. So going over to this one, same sort of rear cargo space, but when you go to close this one, it's automatic. So as you step up in the grades of Land Cruiser, you get a little bit more amenities. This is Heritage Blue. You can get the Land Cruiser in a few more colors than you're gonna be able to get the 1958 in. And with this too, you're gonna have a nice grayscape roof with the Heritage Blue color and also the Trail Dust color, which is kind of gonna be a more mustardy color like that FJ40. out there. I love the mirror caps on them. The mirrors, the side mirrors look really cool. Kind of like FJ Cruiser-esque, right? Very awesome. But the biggest thing, guys, of these differences, you do get some more amenities on the inside. So coming on into the inside of the Land Cruiser, a bit more, and it's so weird calling this a Land Cruiser because like that is the trim level, but coming on into the inside, got some nice actual soft touch right here, and then also that same kind of rubbery plastic. Nice materials here too. These seats on the Land Cruiser grade, they are Softex seats, so not quite leather yet, but Softex like the 4Runner and the Sequoia TRD Pros. But they are heated and ventilated, and the nice thing too is that they are automatic here, which is pretty cool. As we come further inside, you'll notice that the MID here is a full digital gauge cluster, and we also have a 12.3-inch infotainment screen. Both of them have wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, wireless keyless entry, so we do have some pretty cool options standard on it, but with this Land Cruiser grade, you get the bigger screen. Also with it here too, here's our ventilated seats, our heated seats. This one is a 3-zone climate control actually, so the front occupants, they can change theirs, and the rear occupants can change their HVAC. We also have our heated steering wheel, wireless charger. We have our 3 USB-Cs down here as well. But coming over to the shifter, a couple things have changed. So once you get into the Land Cruiser grade and the first edition grade, you start to have multi-terrain select. You still do have your crawl control, but when you come down here, I want to say that this button is for your sway bar disconnect, because once you get into these grades of Land Cruiser and the first edition, you have an electronic front sway bar disconnect, helping you out with even more articulation. Right next to that, we have the center locking diff, rear locking diff, and our 4-wheel drive system. But all this here too, you could just tell, like this is just a crazy upgrade in trim levels, because all this is nice soft touch. All this is nice soft touch. Like the materials in this are just so nice. And even going up to the top too, we have a moonroof in this one, as opposed to that one over there that is just a straight roof. And then coming into the rear seats here, I don't know what the interior color of this is, but we also have JBL sound system. So I forgot to mention that one over there, I believe, has 6 speakers. This one over here has 12 speakers and a JBL. And then if you look down here, this is where our 3-zone climate control is. So the rear occupants can do their air down here. And I'm not sure if this is just because this is a prototype or if it's because it's a 3-zone, but we also have our HVAC up here in the roof of this one, which is nice. Whereas the 58 over there, we had our HVAC right down here. All right guys, so what do you think? Would you pick up a Land Cruiser trim level, or would you pick up the 1958, or are you gonna ball out and get one of the first 5,000 of these with the first edition? Let me know down in the comment section, and I will catch you all in the next one. All right, see you later.